because she could sense her impending doom. But Dr. Bill surprised them at the clinic with well wishes and hugs, which was a very good omen. Esther wasn't ready to say goodbye, but she signed some papers and went home anyways. After buying some treats and gifts for the clinic staff, Esther sat down so she could begin wasting her time worrying and agonizing over Peekaboo's fate. Give me something, lady! After eating a delicious croissant, Esther finally got the good news that Peekaboo survived her surgery, and so she did a happy dance. Peekaboo loved coming home, but hated her onesie and managed to take it off. So Esther let her enjoy her freedom. Oh yeah! She had to spend the next 72 hours watching her like a hawk. Then Esther got an awesome bunny cam with a mic, so she could spy on Peekaboo and tell her to stop licking herself. Peekaboo's incision was very red and scary, but Esther was able to speed up her recovery by channeling energy from the universe, aka superpowers.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Peekaboo's Journey. So, as I mentioned in the last video, I have some big news. Peekaboo now has a husband! Woo!
Peekaboo, it's official! Basil Bun here is gonna be your husbunny. What do you think? Do you love him? Love me. No? Oh no.
So originally I thought we were going to wait for a rescue bunny at our rescue clinic, but I've been casually looking at this other rescue, which is about 2 hours away. It's called Amy's Bunny Barn, and I had just happened to notice that she posted the most adorable picture of the most adorable bunny a week ago, and his name is Basil, and he is just so perfect, guys. I have been hoping for a white and gray bunny with pink ears so that he could match Peekaboo perfectly but still look masculine. Anyway, I got my wish, and when I saw him, I just knew he was the one. But we weren't planning on getting another bunny until after the wedding, so summertime, and Peekaboo just got spayed. She was just finishing her recovery, so I didn't know if it was the right timing, but I couldn't help myself. I had to reach out to Amy, and I just inquired, is he still available? And she told me that he had quite a bit of interest and they hadn't approved anyone's application yet. So I was like, well, we aren't ready for another bunny, but say we were ready, what does one do to apply? And after a few minutes, she replied and said, I just saw your bunny's Instagram and you're approved. I was like, what did you see? Like, okay. So I told her I had to talk about it with Hanno. He wasn't even home, but as soon as he came home, I was like,
So I found this bunny!
and I showed him Basil's picture, and instantly he was like,
I love him, he's great, let's get him.
so I was like, oh my god, okay. So I spoke to Amy over the phone, and she told me that Basil was gonna get neutered in just a few days, and I was like,
Okay, so do we just wait till he heals for a few weeks and then they can meet each other?
she's like,
No, I don't have space, like he's gotta go now. Can you please take him?
I was like,
Oh my god!
everything moves so fast, guys. So we picked him up like 4 days after he got neutered, and she told me that he recovered so quickly, like he was just bouncing off the walls the next day, healing really fast, just like Peekaboo. So just to rewind a little bit, we let Peekaboo out pretty early. I know we shouldn't have, but she was just healing so well. But I took pictures of her incision. I sent them to Dr. Beal, and she said it looked really good. And she was like, you could let her out and just see how she's doing. If she gets too crazy, then, you could put her back in the room.
Alright, she's going absolutely bonkers. I'm gonna let her out. Gonna let her loose. Alright, honey. You're free! You're free! Go on. Go on. Go on. Are you happy? Why are you going back there? Go back in your prison. She's going back in her prison. Nope. That was short-lived. Yeah, go out there. Oh, why do you want to go back in there again? Oh my god.
She was so happy. She didn't do any zoomies or binkies until like the next day.
that.
Peekaboo, no. No.
Don't make me put you back in prison.
Obviously, I don't recommend y'all to be letting your bunny out before the 2 weeks is up, but maybe my superpowers, my magical energy healing helped her heal a lot faster, but I think that it did. So she is just like 100% right now, back in her routine. She's back in Hanno's office every single day. So a few weeks before she got spayed, she was peeing in all the corners again. So I was really hoping that after the surgery that would be fixed, and it's mostly fixed. So I counted maybe 6 or 7 corners that she had marked in the past, and now she's only doing like 2 or 3. And ever since Basil came, she's just not doing it anymore. So that's so good. Anyway, back to Basil. So I got this amazing carrying case, guys. I had it in my mind to get a double pet carrying case with like a mesh barrier in between, and
Oh my god, it actually exists.
I went on Amazon and I found the perfect carrying case. It's so easy to assemble, and then like you can just zip away one side of the mesh and tuck it away and then leave one up, and then you can zip them together. And that's so good for bonding 2 bunnies together, especially in a car. It's called stress bonding. So when you're trying to bond 2 bunnies, one of the best ways to do that is in the car, because they will be under stress while you're driving and they will have to turn to each other for comfort, and that will result in them bonding. So I thought this was such a great carrying case. Anyway, like I said, one of my viewers told me to leave the carrying case inside the room for a few days and put treats in there and feed her in there, and I totally did that, and it
Totally worked.
thank you so much.
She hasn't had her morning pellets yet, and I got strawberries for backup.
She's scared.
Strawberries in there?
Should we like just leave her alone? See if she comes out? Okay.
She knows something's up. Like, is she psychic? Alright, what if I just move this thing over here? Don't force my hand. Get in there.
Okay, let it go. Yeah, just let it drop.
Holy crap, we did it! Yeah! That was so easy. Okay. Stick her right here, next to Basil's thing in there. Okay, so I'll be able to open that up if I need to, but no, they might kill each other, so. Oh, that's perfect! Ah! This is great!
You okay, sweetheart? Oh, I tricked you. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
And then, like I said, it was a 2-hour drive. Peekaboo settled down after about 20 minutes. Oh, and by the way, I brought all of this extra hay that I had. Peekaboo is...
So picky with her hay.
I bought like $100 worth of hay, okay? And she rejected all of it. I tried some orchard hay, an orchard blend with Timothy hay. I tried different brands. She just didn't like any of them. And granted, some of the bags were stale. Even though the expiry date was like next November, it was stale. And I could smell that it was stale. Anyway, guys, just a quick tip. You got to smell the hay before you buy the hay. Grab the last one on the shelf at the very back. Usually there's like a hole in the bottom, like a slit, and you can kind of sniff it. And the closest smell that I can compare it to is matcha green tea. It really smells like matcha green tea when it's really, really fresh. Well, that's just for Timothy Hay. I'm not really sure about the other ones, but I know what fresh Timothy Hay smells like now, so I'm never gonna buy a stale bag again, and I'm just gonna stick with Oxbow because she loves Oxbow. I ordered a big, huge box from another company. It was like second cut Timothy Hay, and she just doesn't like second cut Timothy Hay. She likes first cut Timothy Hay. Anyway, so we brought a ton of that to Amy's bunny barn. It just felt good to get rid of all of that. So back to Peekaboo and Basil's first meeting, guys. She set up 2 pens in the driveway. Then we put them in there, and it was so cute.
He's really stained from all the urine from living in his own filth. Poor baby. There you go, baby. Oh my gosh. They would be so cute together. Oh my gosh. It takes a while for them to kind of settle in. It's too man, do you want? Isn't he cute? So cute. I want him to like that.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're okay?
I have 6 bunnies of my own.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
We have 11 animals.
You can visit them anytime. See, she's shivering. She hates this.
She's probably cold.
What would some of the things that would be happening if they weren't happening? They would kind of be.
They would be like attacking each other,
Really?
grunting, charging.
Even really.
Oh yeah, they've like I've had bunnies like rip each other's noses off.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. So he's don't get freaked.
Yeah.
Like it can happen.
I bought a little mesh barrier. It's coming today,
Oh nice.
just in case, to put in between their 2.
You help us so that we may not know. Like,
Thumping is super normal.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Did you say thumping or
thumping when they thump.
Yeah.
That's normal.
And I'll get ready to break them away if they chew each other.
Well, that's
No, they're good.
pretty
They're
good.
good. So far, so good. He's like, love me, love me. She's like, no.
So Amy told us that in the past there have been instances where the bunnies were extremely aggressive with each other. So,
I was very nervous.
but nothing happened. Like, they were kind of almost not even interested in each other at times. And then Peekaboo got so cold she was shivering, so we moved it indoors.
Oh, that's better. This is good. She doesn't. They're not even.
He's like, I want to lick you. I call these arranged marriages. Yes. Oh, sniffer. Sniffer, Mom. Yes, sniffer. It's very good.
Well, this is.
This is good.
It is, right? Yeah.
She's sticking her butt right through the.
Like when they go near the back end, he's gonna smell her, and then you see how he kind of like thrust it into the ground. Yeah. He still has a lot of hormones. Oh yeah. He's gonna need a full 4 to 6 weeks for those things to settle down.
Oh my god.
Meaning
His
that.
testicles were massive. Like literally this big.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, like they were huge. When I'd like pick them up, they would like dangle down.
That is hilarious.
And then she tried this other technique called the stroller technique, where you put both bunnies in like a pet stroller and then you close it and they're supposed to bond. But as soon as we put them together, Basil tried to hump her and she like tried to bite him. She just did not like it. So
How did you do that?
I just want to see her spay incision. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we want to see it too.
Can I see your spay incision? Looks good.
Does it look good?
Yeah. Thank you. Flappy little sack. Flappy. Okay, calm down. I think there might be too many. Oh yeah, see, like it's
It's
his teeth are out.
activated.
Is that?
Oh yeah. It's,
Oh, she.
I think we need time for their hormones to settle. Yeah.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Yeah. So don't do that for a while.
Yeah.
Give their hormones time to settle. Yeah.
we're not going to attempt that anytime soon. The problem is Basil still has all his manly hormones raging through his body because he was a year old and living with his manliness for so long. It's probably going to take 4 to 6 weeks for all of that to die off. But we were able to put them in the car together, right next to each other.
Okay, guys. Here we go. Sprawling. Oh, he's not sprawling. Damn it.
They were super calm. It was amazing, to the point where they just kind of ignored each other. So halfway through their drive, since they weren't interacting at all, I decided that I would sit in between them and comfort both of them because, well, Peekaboo was fine, but Basil was not. He seemed very scared and he was like huddled in the corner. So I reached into his carrier and started petting his head, and he started doing all this teeth chattering, which means he loved it. And I thought we really bonded in the car ride home. But when we brought him home, he went a bit bonkers. So normally you're supposed to set them up in a neutral space, just in case your bunny is very territorial and doesn't want the other bunny in its space. But since Peekaboo was okay with him for the most part, we set him up in the same room, but in 2 separate pens. And I saw somebody put water bottles in between the cages so that there would be space. And it was so cute, guys. They tried to kiss each other and oh my god, it was so cute.
Oh no. He's so frustrated he can't be with her. Oh, they're so cute, I can't stand it. Oh, they're kissing. Oh, he's so frustrated, you poor thing. Oh my god. Oh no. Maybe we should remove the water bottles?
No.
Oh no, oh no. He's dying to get at her. He's just dying for it. He's gonna hurt himself.
Basil was so hormonal. The moment he smelled Peekaboo, he just wanted to mount her so bad. And he was grunting and stomping his feet in frustration. I felt so bad for him. And then he went and took it out on his little stuffy toy.
Oh no. Poor guy.
We were both so clueless. We didn't know why she was giving us a stuffed animal to take home with him, but
Now we knew.
it was essential because he had all of this pent up frustration that he needed to take out on something. So poor little stuffy. Anyway, he just would not calm down. So we set her up in Hanno's office, and since she loves it there anyways and sleeps all day there, it was just perfect. And then we tried to get him to settle down by sitting with him, but it just made it worse.
Oh my lord.
It's my boy. We didn't realize this was the purpose of the toy.
No, we didn't. It's
Now it
brilliant.
makes a lot more sense.
Brilliant. I thought it was his cuddle buddy. I didn't know it was his hunting friend. Oh, poor guy. Ooh, you can smell his
Manliness?
his spray. What is that? What's that stuff called? Ooh, stinky.
He just didn't like us sitting with him when he was in that state. He was just circling and grunting and hopping and humping his toy. He was just nuts. So we left completely for a couple of hours, and then I came back in, and I guess I startled him because he started doing the most violent zoomies all around, like so crazy.
Oh my god, oh my god. It's going nuts. Are you happy? Oh my god, be careful. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is not good. He's gonna lose a toenail. Oh my god, honey, please. Oh, he's so powerful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy crap. Zoomies mean they're happy, right? Like, I just don't know. I don't know.
I was so confused because I thought zoomies meant they're happy, but no, this was like terrified zoomies. Like he was so scared. And I was filming it thinking like, oh, this is so cute and funny. But then at the end I was like, is this happiness or fear? Anyway, I went into the pen with him, and then he went into the litter box and was like doing these crazy tiny little zoomies inside the litter box, and his eyes were like bugged out. So I knew he was afraid. So I tried to really calm him down with gentle speaking and petting, and eventually he calmed down.
Hi. Don't be scared. Hi. Good. Good. It's okay. It's okay. Hi, baby.
but we didn't fully overcome his fear that first night. Every time he would hear us walking by, he would stomp his feet, which is like a warning. He would stomp his feet like 5 or 6 times. We put Peekaboo's tunnel in there and he was hiding in there for hours. Anyway, he did come out to eat his pellets, which was nice. And he did let us pet him a few times, but he would just cycle back to being afraid of us again. But we were just so proud and surprised with Peekaboo that she was totally okay with being displaced, being completely kicked out of her room. Anyway, I woke up at 3 a.m. like I normally do, and I went to go check up on Peekaboo, and he heard me and he stomped a few times, but I quickly went to the kitchen and set up a little plate for each of them with some nice spring mix and some herbs. So Amy told us to feed them spring mix because there's just more variety and nutrients in there, and to stop with the romaine lettuce because that's mostly just water. So I got a container of spring mix, and I got mint because apparently Basil really loves mint. Peekaboo does not like mint. We got some dill, some watercress, cilantro, parsley. I had to feed him in the tunnel the first night because he wouldn't come out. Boy. Boy.
The next day.
Basil does not breathe when he eats. He just munches it all up so fast. It's crazy. Peekaboo takes like an hour or 2 to finish all her veggies. They're so different in that way. Also, Basil is so big and masculine. Amy told me that he was actually very tiny, so I was thinking he was going to be similar size to Peekaboo, but he's actually quite a bit bigger than her, and he feels really muscular and strong. And another cool thing about Basil is his fur is so much softer than hers, and it's this beautiful smoky gray coloring. And the cool thing is that Amy told me that she had never received a bunny like him with like that beautiful smoky gray coloring.
Coming up next.
Oh, he loves her.
Sorry, buddy.